Hi everybody and welcome back to my Lawn Bowls for Fun channel. Alec here. A lovely sunny morning in the United Kingdom. Apparently we've got a third heat wave coming, so I think I better get out here before it gets too hot. It's quite early in the morning, no one else on the green yet. There are some games later, so it's a good opportunity for me to come along and do a session. Now the session I'm going to do today, in fact it's two things really, but they're very closely linked. And what that is why we have trial ends. And another question that I've been asked is, are rinks, they seem quite different. Every rink they play on, they're different. They are indeed. So let me explain, this is why the two are closely linked. So here I am at my outdoor bowling club at Farnborough. And this is a 6-rink bowling green. At the moment, this week we're bowling north to south, which is what we're facing now. And we bowl north to south all this week. And then on Saturday, we change the rinks over and we bowl east to west. But also on top of that, every day we actually play in a slightly different position. We move the rinks along slightly so that the whole of the green gets used. The reason we do that is because if we didn't, the green would get worn in a particular place. If you left the rinks exactly the same place all the time, you would soon see a problem because it would get worn and the rest of the green wouldn't. So that's why we move the rinks. Which means that going north-south, for example, there's 6 different rinks in 7 different positions. You don't need to be a brilliant mathematician to work out that that's 42 different options going north-south. And also 42 different options going east-west. And although some of the rinks are similar, they're all slightly different. And let me explain why that would be the case. As much as we'd like to think that the surface of the bowling green is completely flat, of course it isn't. But the best will in the world, you can't do that. You'd like to, but it just doesn't happen. There are runs in the green, there are bits, dips, and there's little high bits and low bits. I mean, it looks fairly flat, doesn't it? But there are, I can promise you, dips and parts of the green where the bowl might turn a bit more than another part of the green. So you have to work that one out. For example, on this green, the eastern part of the green to the western part, there's that much difference in the height of the green. Okay, so it's only maybe 2 or 3 inches. But does that make a difference? Well, it does, very slightly, but it does make a difference. So let me explain. If I was to bowl in this direction towards the camera, and I bowled on the left, the green slopes very, very slightly this way. So when the ball goes out, when it starts to turn, it's going with the slope, okay? If I were to bowl on the right-hand side, when the bowl starts to slow up and it starts to bend, it's fighting the slope. It's actually going slightly uphill, which means on this green, you have to take a slightly wider line bowling on the left than you do on the right. Likewise, if you're bowling east-west, when you're bowling in this direction, you're bowling slightly uphill. It's only this much, I know, but the bowl does pull up a bit quicker because of that. Maybe a yard difference. While if you bowl in this direction, you're obviously going downhill very slightly and the ball might run on an extra yard. So there might be 2 yards difference between going east and west. So you can see that if you're a visitor to the club, you don't know that, which is where the trial ends come in. So what a trial end is for is before any game starts, you normally have 2 trial ends, usually with 2 bowls. That's one to put up each side to see what the green's like. In a singles game, you are allowed to have 4 bowls if you wish. That's up to the people playing. But usually in a game of pairs, triples and rinks, you have 2 bowls, one for each side. Don't make the mistake some people do, is they put both bowls up the same way. I don't know why they do that really, because the idea is you've got to test both sides of the green to see what the green is doing. We even do that if it's our own green, because as I said earlier, there's a lot of different variances as to what day you're playing, what rink you're on, And there's no way I can remember 84 different rinks, which is effectively what we're talking about, 42 each way. So you need to just test the rink to see what it's doing. Also, the weather conditions can make a difference. We haven't had any rain for a little while, so the green is quite fast at the moment for an outdoor green. But if it should rain, it's going to be much slower. So the conditions vary quite a bit as well. So you have to go there onto the rink and try and find out with just 2 bowls roughly what the line is on either side. Another tip, of course, is to, if you're visiting another club, see what the opposition are doing. They know the green probably a little bit better than you, and if they're going out particularly wide on one rink, there's a reason for that. So do watch what they're doing. Because a game of bowls, although you're playing an opponent, you're also playing the green. If you can read that green better than the opponent does, it'll give you an advantage. Won't necessarily win you the game, but chances are if it's a tight game, it could well do. So it's a bit like golf. You're playing the green, really. You've got to read the green and know what the green is doing to allow you to either go out a little bit wider one side, knowing that the other side is a little bit narrower. Okay, so I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to use 2 bowls, 1 up each side, to see what the conditions are like. I'm on rink 5 on a Monday. I can't remember ever playing on rink 5 on a Monday, so I don't know for sure what the green's going to do. I think that bowling to the left will be slightly narrower than the right. There's a noisy bird. Can you hear them? They're making a right racket in the trees. Anyway, we'll carry on. So my first bowl will be to the left, not taking as much green as I will do on the right. Well, that's not bad, is it? Yeah, I'm happy with that. So my next bowl, I'm going to bowl to the right. I believe it needs to take a little bit more green on this side, but we'll soon find out, won't we? Yeah, I went out a bit wider. Is it going to come in enough? Okay, so let's go and have a look at this, shall we? All right, let's pick up my camera. Walk down the green. All right, let's put the camera down. And then we'll go and have a look at what happened. Okay, so this was my first bowl, which I bowled to the left, so it came down this line here. I'm pretty pleased with that. Not only did I get the weight pretty much spot on, I was probably 9 inches too narrow. So anyway, that's a good start. The other one, which I sent out wider, the line is actually good as well. I'm really happy with the line I took, but I've just put about 4 feet too much weight on. I wasn't aware that I'd changed the weight, but sometimes the green, for example, on this green here, there's a bare patch which we've just bowled through, and it may well be that that bare patch, well, it is slightly bigger than on the left than on this side, so maybe the bowl runs a little bit faster on that bare patch. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it anyway. So that one came through. The line was great, so I would now play this game happy that I know that this side I'm slightly narrower than if I bowl that side, be slightly wider. So I hope you found that useful and that you see why now you have trial ends. It's really important that you go up both sides of the green to test not only the line, but the weight as well. Obviously a lovely sunny day like this, and it's been sunny for about a week now. We've had no rain. The green is quite fast, but if we got torrential rain overnight, the green would be quite different tomorrow. It'll be a lot slower. And being a lot slower, it won't take as much green either, because the faster the green is, the longer it takes for the bowl to slow down, therefore it bends a little bit further. So it's never easy, is it? So I hope you found that useful. do make sure that when you go to a green, you get those trial ends and you see what happens to your bowl and watch the opposition if it's their home green, see what they do. I'll tell you what, I've got 2 more bowls, haven't I? Let's just see if what I've just done I can achieve again. If it was a singles game, you'd probably have 4 bowls anyway. Oh, that one's gone a little bit thin, hasn't it? I should have taken a bit more green. There we go, that one's perfect. Let's try the other one, the other side now. Let's hit that bare patch. It's going to keep running, is it? Wow. I don't know whether you can see that from back here, but I'm quite pleased with that bowl. Let's just go down quick and have a little look what happened to the other 2. I don't mind admitting, my first one that I sent, I knew as soon as I let go of it, I was a little bit too thin. I also didn't quite send it, did I? Look, it's a good 2 or 3 feet short. All right, let's put my camera down again. Yeah, look, this one, I was way too narrow, and as soon as I let go of the bowl, I knew I was, and I'm sort of that much short of weight as well. Not a disaster, but it really just confirms what I thought, that it is a narrow line, but I just did it too narrow. My second one came in perfectly. So I've got 3 bowls lined up along the centre of the rink, which is good. That one's a bit narrow. And I've got one that's 4 feet through, and this one's about 2.5 feet short. And these 2, this one is, what, about 15 inches. That one's right next to the jack. In fact, I think that was my last bowl, and I think it pushed this one out the way. Anyway, if I can zoom in enough when I edit, we'll see what happened there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this green. I can have a game of bowls here now, knowing the line I've got to take, and it then is adjusting for the weight, which, for my opinion, is the hardest part anyway, getting that weight right. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Enjoy your bowling, and I'll see you again soon.